friends, welcome to Spartan Station. I hope you had a great weekend with your mom and dad, that you loved learning about all the different farm animals, and that you are ready for Insect Week. Do you see all these creepy crawlers behind me? There are so many, they're kind of hidden behind me. We have butterflies, caterpillars, grasshoppers, spiders, ladybugs, beetles, and ants. We're going to be talking about all these different insects this week. Now, Mr. Matt's going to be telling you about all the insects this week on his video with Matt, telling you all the cool things and facts about them. So we're just going to jump ahead and talk about what we're talking about today for our art project, and that is the butterfly. Do you know how butterflies grow? Do you know how they form? Well, we're going to learn about it today. First, we're just going to make our butterfly. So let's take a look at this pretty butterfly right here. What do we notice about this butterfly? What color is it? This one is orange and black, but have you ever seen different color butterflies? Sometimes we see moths and we think they're butterflies, but they're a little bit different. I think butterflies are beautiful. Do you know how butterflies grow? Have you ever read The Hungry Caterpillar? That's right. It's a book that talks about how a caterpillar turns into a butterfly. I'm going to read that book to you in a little bit when we talk about metamorphosis. That's what happens when an insect starts, or any animal starts from one thing and changes its body structure to turn into another. It's super exciting. So here is our butterfly. Let me stick that back up. Ooh, it'll stick. And then next we have our caterpillar. Oh my gosh, look at that caterpillar. Isn't he cool? Look how he grows. He goes around and he inches along with all of those legs. And he looks for food so he can change into a butterfly. But again, we're going to learn about that when we do our science activity. So we'll just hold for 1 second. I'm going to stick that back up. My butterfly does not want to stick. There we go. All right, guys. So for our butterfly activity today, you're going to need your piece of paper that's cut out like this. Now, if you weren't able to print out this piece of paper, that's okay. Have a mom and a dad or a brother and sister help you and just make the outline of a butterfly. All right, so if you do have this, then you're going to need to get your scissors and you're going to need to start cutting. Now remember, when we cut, does anyone remember Miss Emily's special song she sings to help us remember how to cut right? You keep your thumbs up, you keep your thumbs up. When you cut, cut, cut. You keep your thumbs up, you keep your thumbs up. When you cut, cut, cut. Now, if your mom and dad have different color paper to print this out on, that would be awesome. But I'm printing mine out on white because that's the paper I have at my house. And I am going to color it. Now, what color are you going to make your butterfly? Well, you know what my girls' favorite color is? Every color. They love rainbows. So I'm going to make my butterfly a rainbow. So I've cut one of my butterflies out. Do you see him? All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick from my markers I decided to use today, and we are going to color it. And I want mine to be, this is called teal. It's a blue and green mix together, and I'm going to color some this color. Oh yeah, she's going to look awesome. Now what I like to do is have my butterfly match on each side. So if I do some teal on this side, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to make it look the exact same on the other because I want it to be the exact same. It's called being symmetrical. That means it's the same on one side as it is on the other. So I'm going to start with teal and color that. All right, what color do you think I should do next? I think I'm going to do yellow. Now, who remembers, is yellow a primary color or a secondary color? My primary colors are 1, 2, 3, red, yellow, and blue. So what does that make yellow? A primary color, that's right. All right, so I have my teal and I have my yellow. Now I want to do, this pinky color. It's called infrared. Now red is a primary color too. Remember, red, yellow, and blue. All right, here we go. I'm going to go all the way across on this one. All right, let's see. What is the next color I want to do? Well, I kind of like green. So I'm going to take this green and I'm going to color that too. Now, is green a primary color? Let's sing our song one more time. The primary colors are 1, 2, 3, red, yellow, and blue. No, it's a secondary color. Do you remember what two colors you mixed together to make it? Blue and yellow. That's right. All right, now I'm going to do purple as my last one on the bottom. Now, guys, I want to make sure you're not scribbling. I want you to make sure that you're going so slow and doing your very best because your mom and dad are going to love this. All right, so this is my butterfly, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fold my butterfly in half like this. And then guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to get my piece of paper I'm going to be coloring on today. Now, you need to make a few circles to make the body of it. Now, you can choose to paint some circles. You could choose to cut out some circles and glue them on, but I'm going to color mine today. So I'm going to make 1, 2, 3, 4 small circles. And I'm going to choose, what's a color I haven't used? Orange. I'm going to choose to make mine orange. So I'm going to go on my paper and I'm going to make 1, 2, 3, 4 things. And I'm also going to give him antennas. Those are the things right off the top of a head that helps it get around. Mr. Matt will teach you more about what they are and what they're used for. All right, I want you to look at it. Do you see it? I did 4 small circles, and then I did its to make its body, and then I did that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of my glue, and I'm going to make a line across the back of it. Ooh, unless my glue is dried out. Did this happen to me last time? I've got to remember to shut my glue lid so it doesn't get dried out, huh? All right, let's try again. There we go. All right, now I'll take my beautiful butterfly I just made, and I'm going to put it right here on its back. What did I make? Oops, sorry, hold it flat. I made a butterfly, and it looks like it's flying. Looking at it now, I think, oh, maybe I should have colored both sides so there were colors on both sides of my butterfly, but you guys can choose to do whatever you want. So I'm probably going to stop at this one because last time I made my videos too long, but you guys make as many as you want, and you can color the inside and the outside to make your butterflies. Do you see him with his cute little body flying around? All right, so that is our art activity today. Now for Mr. Matt's math activity, you're going to talk about geometry. Now remember, that's shapes. And so Mr. Matt made this super cool butterfly with all these different shapes, and he's going to tell you how you're going to color them to make a super cool butterfly. Okay, so make sure that you listen to Mr. Matt's after this and that you make your cool butterfly. Or maybe you've already listened to Mr. Matt's and you've already colored an amazing butterfly. And I hope you love it. I hope you took your time and went nice and slow and followed the directions of what colors to do and stayed in the lines. All right, our next activity is literacy. Do you remember what literacy is? We talked about it all last week. I bet you know right off the top of your head. It's about different letters. And so what we're going to do is talk about our letters of the week today. So I want you to get a piece of paper and a pencil or a marker or a crayon, and we are going to be writing today. Now, the first letter we're talking about today is in our alphabet, of course, and it makes the J, J, J sound. Some words that start with this letter is jump, and jack, and jump rope, and what's another J word? Anyways, there's lots of them. Jelly. How many of you guys had jelly on your toast this morning? Can anyone think what makes the letter J, J, J? If you have a hard time thinking about it, try and think of the song. For jump, J, J, J. That's right, it's the letter J. Now, if you know how, I want you to write the letter J on your piece of paper. Now, I'd love for you to do a capital and a lowercase, but you can do one or the other. All right, let's see. Miss Sarah's going to write it now. I want you to watch. All right, so for my capital J, sorry, this one's a little dirty, I go down and I make a hook and I do a line at the top. J, 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 J. For my lowercase, it's going to be a little lower, and I'm going to go down and I'll make a thing, and there, and a dot on the top. J. J for jump. J, J, J. Now, if you guys are really good and you have lined paper at home, I want you to try and see if you can make it on the lined paper. Remember, when we start, we don't want to go above the red line or below the blue line if we're doing a capital letter. So we're going to go down from the red all the way to the blue, and back up to the dotted line, and then we make our hat on the top. J, 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 J. And our lowercase is going to be here, and it's going to go down and make another one underneath that blue line because it's a lowercase, and then your dot goes right there. That's the letter J, 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 J. All right, guys, our next one is the letter, oh, I can't tell you. I want to see if you can figure it out. This letter is for itch, and for insects and inchworms. Can you think of it? If you know what it is, I want you to write it on your paper and then hold it up so I can see. All right, I'm going to write mine down along with you while you're writing yours down. Let's see if they match. I'm going to make a capital and a lowercase. Are you ready? Did you make an I? I for itch. I. That's right. Now let's flip it over if you're ready. If you didn't write an I yet because you couldn't remember what it looked like, can you write an I now? That's going to be a straight line down and then a line on the top and a line on the bottom and then a line and a dot. Now, if you're a big kid or even a little kid who's super smart, let's try and do it on our lines. Remember, we want to start at the red line and go straight down and then do the line on the red line and do the line on the blue line, and that's our capital I. Now, if we want to make a lowercase I, we start at the dotted line because that's halfway through and go down to the blue line and make the circle right there. Do you see that? I for itch. I for insects. Good job. All right, our next one is the letter, oh, I keep trying to tell you what it is. For upside, or umbrella. Did you get it when I almost said it again? I gotta get better at this. Let's see if you know. I want you to get your board and I want you to write it down. I'm gonna erase my I. I'll give you a hint. It's also a vowel. So we're looking for one that goes and let's sing our vowels. A, E, I, O, U, R vowels. Which one of those letters goes All right, I'm gonna write it. Are you ready? All right, hold it up so I can see. U, that's right. U for upside. U for what? Under? Under something? Good job. All right, if you're a big kid, flip it over if you have one of these boards or if you have one with lines. And you start at that red line and you go down and you just touch the blue and then you go back up. And same with the lowercase. You want to go dotted line and you go down and you hit that side and then you make a line on the side. That's U. U for upside. All right, guys. That is our letters for today. So I want you to practice writing those. Remember, they're J, 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 I, which is a vowel, which means the vowels are in every word, so they're super important. And U for All right, guys, our next one is our science. We're going to be talking about metamorphosis. Now, I want you to remember that metamorphosis means you're changing to something. Mr. Matt's going to explain it in way more detail than I am, but we're going to do this science experiment to make sure that you know what you learned there. So maybe if you haven't watched his video, you should watch his first today. All right, so you should have this piece of paper, and it says Butterfly Life Cycle Craft. And so I have this in this circle, and it has words going around talking about how they start. So the first thing that starts is eggs. We have eggs, and usually they lay them on a leaf. So I'm going to get my green piece of paper and my scissors, and I'm going to cut out a leaf. Now a leaf is kind of like if you go to make an oval, and then you stop. And then you decide, oh, no, I do want to make an oval, but you're going to leave a point. I want to make an oval. Stop. And there you go. You have a leaf. Now, a leaf is usually where the eggs are laid, so that is why we are going to put them on a leaf for our eggs. Oh, my glue does not want to work for me today. I should have found my glue stick. All right, guys, so I'm going to take this leaf, and I'm going to put it on the one that says eggs. Eggs, right here. E-G-G-S, eggs. Now, that's the leaf. Now, I need to do some eggs. Now, I have some pom-poms, but if you don't have pom-poms, you could do anything you want. You could get a piece of paper and crumple it into a small ball. Do you know what would be white and would work perfectly? You went and got some toilet paper from your bathroom. Oh, I gotta dump out all my pom-poms to find the size I want. And you could go ahead and put them on there. Now, I'm going to make my eggs. I'm gonna use 3 of them, and my smallest pom-poms are yellow. So I'm going to take these 3 yellow pom-poms and I'm going to glue them on. Here we go. All right, now remember when they are growing, now when you're growing, how do you grow? You start off in your mom's tummy, right? These ones start off in eggs. So we're gonna, oh dear, I really should work on my glue situation here. There we go, it's coming. All right, I made 3 dots for my 3 yellow pom-poms. I'm gonna put them down one at a time. 1, 2, 3. All right, I'm gonna push them down so that they stick. And look, there are my eggs. That's the first part of their metamorphosis, of their life cycle. So first they start off at eggs. Now our next thing is they're gonna turn into a caterpillar. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get pom-poms again. Now, if you remember, when we make a caterpillar, when we look at caterpillars, sometimes when we've done crafts in the past, we go ahead and just take circles and put them together to make a caterpillar. I'm gonna use my pom-poms again, but if you don't have pom-poms, could you just draw circles? Of course you can, and it would be an awesome caterpillar. All right, so I'm going to take this and I'm gonna do 4 this time. 4 dots on my paper. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Oh, it's hard to squeeze my glue. I need to take a look at it. I'm gonna take my glue, here we go, and put on for my caterpillar. So we start off as eggs and then they turn into a caterpillar. Next, they form themselves into a chrysalis. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a chrysalis. Now, usually when you find chrysalis, they're hanging from trees. So I went outside and found a stick. Now this stick is too big and too long for my paper, so I'm just gonna break it. There we go. All right, and I'm gonna take some glue and I'm gonna glue this down because my chrysalis is gonna be hanging from a branch on a tree. Now, yours might be somewhere else. So you can decide where to put it. All right, now guys, for the chrysalis, you can either draw it or, and Mr. Matt, I'm sure will show you a picture of it, but I wanted to use brown paper, but guess what? I couldn't find any brown paper. So I went over in my scrapbook stuff and I found some brown paper. So I'm gonna cut it into a little bit of like an oval because it's kind of an oval shape, but oh, I'm gonna need to make it way smaller than that for my paper. All right, here we go. A little bit of an oval, and then I'm gonna scrunch it up like this because it sits in the tree all scrunched up. All right, and then I'm gonna glue it. I'm gonna have to use lots of glue for this one because it's scrunched up and so it doesn't have a set spot where it can hold on to the glue. So it's gonna have to touch in lots of spots. All right, here we go. Let's see. See if it'll stick. Oh, there's my chrysalis. It's hanging from the tree and inside it is the caterpillar that is changing into the butterfly. Now your last one, you have 2 options. You could make another one since there were 4 different butterflies from our art craft today, and you could take a butterfly from these and you could stick it onto this paper, but I actually think I want to try drawing a butterfly. I'm not a very good artist, but I'm going to try to do my very best. So here we go. I'm going to first make the wing, and I saw on the other one that it kind of went big and then little, and then I'm going to do a little bit of a bump for a body, and then big and then little. Ooh, I like it. Now, is it perfect? No, but I tried my best and I'm proud of it. All right, then I'm going to do the body green. And guess what? I want this one to be polka dot. Remember the one on our wall over here? It has black polka dots and stripes. I want mine to have, what color polka dots? Green. No, I did green for the body. Red. I want it to have red polka dots. So I'm going to do red polka dots all over my butterfly. Now remember, they have those little antennas on top. So I'm going to go ahead and draw those on too with this pencil I happen to have nearby. All right, guys, and look, there's my butterfly. So we start off as eggs, turns into a caterpillar, then it forms a chrysalis, and then it is a butterfly. That is our science for today. I hope you can make this, and if you want to, you can cut it out and put it on another piece of paper and keep it in your room so you can remember. All right, guys, our next part is a nature walk. Now, guys, I'm super excited about this one. I hope it is so sunny outside today that you are dying to go outside. Now, you can go in your backyard, or maybe you could go in your front yard on a walk with your mom and dad or a brother or sister, either way. But I want you to take this piece of paper, and it says nature walk. And it says, here are the directions or the rules of what you're supposed to do this activity. It says, check off the items you find on your walk. Well, let's see what's on our list here. This is dirt, a leaf, flowers, spider, butterfly, mushroom, worm, bird, ant, bee, squirrel, sprout, tree, cloud, and grass. The reason why I liked this one so much is because it tells us so much about insects. It tells us about habitats that insects could live in. I bet they live in the dirt and in the grass. I bet they like to be on leaves and maybe they like to eat mushrooms. It tells us some of the insects we'll be talking about this week, like spiders and butterflies and ants and bees. And it also tells us some of the predators who might eat our insects. Let's look. Do you think birds fly around and eat insects? I bet they do. And then other things that are important for our insects to be able to have: clouds that cover the sun so it doesn't get too hot. So all of these are really good things that teach us about insects. So I want you to walk around your neighborhood and see all these things, because we are going to be building a habitat for our insects this week, and then we're going to see if we can catch some. And if you walk around, you might be like, oh my gosh, I see all these different places where bugs can live, so that when we go on our bug hunt, you will know exactly where to find them in your neighborhood. So you can go do your nature walk or in your backyard. I bet there's so many bugs back there. All right, guys, our last thing we are going to do is letter tracers. Now, this is a letter tracers about caterpillars, and I love it because it helps us also remember about what we learned in science with metamorphosis and all the stuff Mr. Matt taught you. All right, so let's go over the order it goes in. First, they form eggs on a leaf. Did you just make eggs on a leaf? That's right. Then there's a caterpillar, and you guys made your caterpillar. Then there's a chrysalis, and there's the chrysalis forming. Look, that chrysalis was green. Maybe I should have made my chrysalis green, but look, it is hanging on a branch. So I think that was pretty smart of us to stick ours on a branch too. And then a butterfly. This one is orange and black too. People really like those black and orange butterflies. I think they're called monarchs. All right, guys, so this is a letter tracer, and I want you to go slow and remember the right order. Sometimes we like to get the order wrong when we're writing our letters. So E, we go over to the side, up and around. Now, do we want to go ahead and make a C and then a line? It's not the right way to do it. Over to the side, up and around. With our G's, I just practiced these with Addie. You're going to make a circle, give it a tail. You don't want to lift up your pencil. You want to do one movement. Make a circle, give it a tail. And for our S, it's pretty easy because you just slither like a snake. Okay, so I want you to keep that in mind when you're making these, that you do them in the correct order. Let's look. So here's another E. Over to the side, up and around. Also with our A, we want to make a circle, line on the side. We don't want to make a circle and then do a line on the side. We want one movement. Make a circle, line on the side. Okay? So I want you to write all these different things, and you tell your mom, if you did your very best at Spartan Station, you get a jelly bean or a Skittle if you do your very best on letter tracers. And I bet if you go nice and slow and try and do them in the right order, I bet your mom might give you a delicious treat. All right, guys. Well, I have loved talking today about butterflies and caterpillars. I'm going to go ahead and read the story of the Very Hungry Caterpillar for you guys so that you'll be able to have that on a different video so this one doesn't get cut off like all my videos did last week. I miss you guys. I hope to talk to you soon, and I hope you have a really good time learning about all these insects.